All right, I guess we should be on. Hope you guys could hear me. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a pleasure to have you here. I go by the name of L'Esprit. I am a spiritual healer. And pretty much, as a spiritual healer, what I do is that I help people to become mentally and emotionally balanced. Now, when I'm talking about being emotionally balanced, I help you to understand your emotions, for you to understand what they are, to understand your emotional pattern, better yet, for you to create your emotional pattern. And at that point, if there's any type of blockages, for you to actually remove them. So to become emotionally balanced is to master your emotions. And that entails pretty much having an understanding of it, not pretending to act a certain way, not just controlling your anger. Sometimes you may need to let it go. In fact, you need to release your anger. But how you do it, it varies based on your, I guess, level of emotional intelligence. So, and you can't balance your emotions without becoming emotionally intelligent. And that entail, again, it's pretty much the foundation of what I just talked about. Now, in addition to that, as a spiritual healer, what I do also is that I help you to become mentally balanced. Now, in essence, it's the same foundation. What I'm talking about pretty much here is for you to understand how your mind works. You got to understand how your own mind works. Then now you have to take account into how is your mind is being influenced. How were you conditioned to see life? That's why you have to understand your culture, your political, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying, society as a whole. Because all of that is contributing to your thinking, to your making. So again, like I always tell people, that's why I tell people your humanity is your spirituality. And I'll talk about spirituality in just a second. Because when we talking about spirituality, I guess what the why the fuck not? It's your regular life. Then now you're dealing with the occult, meaning with the knowledge or those sacred texts that is giving you a deeper understanding of your ordinary reality. That's why when you become a little more conscious, then you understand this is a fucking electromagnetic field. Literally, that's where your electricity comes from. That's how a lot of shit could be happening. Is that really air that you're breathing? So again, without getting too much ahead of myself here, this is also showing you that this world, it's more than what it looks like. That's what makes it a world of illusion, because it's not what it appears to be or as it appears. Because what we're really truly doing in life, as we delving more, have as we are evolving, meaning developing your intelligence, your reality is also changing. In fact, that's, as you guys see in the title, that's what I'm going to be talking about. But I also want you to keep that in mind. And again, because your essence, you are a living, thinking being. You, me, all of our lives depends on what we know. That's why they tell you want to change your life, change your thinking. Not just a reflection, not just a thought, but your regular routine, your way your elevate, like that's what they're referring to. Changing your thoughts have, let's just say, if you were a negative person, change your thoughts to a positive person. But all of that is just taking it's not just a thought. It's a living thing. It's you have to experience it. Another way of saying that, like I always say, you have to materialize your divinity. And that's how you become the one. And eventually, that's my goal, or that's what I do in terms of helping you to become mentally and emotionally balanced. But ultimately, it's for you to attain the highest consciousness, to attain enlightenment, to become Christ-like, the Krishna, or to wake up, for you to remember, come back again, reconnect, because you steering away from from you. You become a stranger to your own house. That's what pretty much being lost is. So again, when you see it that way, and also that is just a reflection of all of us. So that's why, I mean, in just a minute, I'll be talking about spirituality, right? I mean, shit, it's your nature. I mean, we could be of different race or different nations, whatever the fuck, but ultimately, man, that's why that shit don't really count. I mean, it counts, but I mean, it counts in terms of you have to master it, meaning you got to go beyond it, make it yours. It's not supposed to put you in a box. In other words, that's why I always tell people, you have, in my case, being a Haitian nigga, learn, I develop myself to be Haitian while I'm not being Haitian. And another way of saying that too, it's like, it's to be that and more, not to be put in a box. Anyway, so ultimately, the goal here is for you to become the holy man, the perfect man. And I'm not referring to being flawless, but perfect, meaning whole in terms of, now you have successfully, bringing the masculinity and the femininity together. Your higher self and your lower self, they all become in alignment. That's the idea of mind, body, and soul. Yourself, your body, and now your environment. That's why knowledge has always, knowledge got the goal of having knowledge is to have it has to have a direct experience in your life. Knowledge is for you to become wise. You, I mean, unless I don't get it. I might be missing something here. But anyway, in a nutshell, that's pretty much what I do. Uh, so welcome if this is your first time. Now, my niggas, you know what I'm saying? This is the part where I salute. You know what I'm saying? The people who comes back. You know what I'm saying? You know what we do. Come get your medicine, but most importantly, nothing but love, baby. From the bottom of the bottom. I got him. Oh shit, I'm wilding. Let's do it, man. Welcome back, niggas. Nothing but love, baby. Now, you know, this is the part now, if this is your first time, as a spiritual healer, spirituality, it's, it's, it, it's the source for me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's where I get my looks from. You know what I'm saying? That's everything. Meaning the understanding, the knowledge that I use, and I'll be sharing with you guys. It's life knowledge. It's the occult, meaning a deeper understanding of the unknown. That's simply what you're dealing with. Or I mean, I was a little bit fancy there. Let's just say of the shit that you don't see, but that is part of you. Like some of the basic shit, let's just say the occult will teach you is that you have a conscious mind and you have a subconscious mind. It's to get you to realize that you are a little more than what you see. There's a consciousness part of you. That's why you do your chakra work. That's how you open up your third eye. It's to open up to that higher self of yourself that you do not see. So it's dealing with the hidden culture. I personally don't like the fucking term, but I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to explain it to you. Because all of that shit could be summarized for me. This is the type of knowledge that you have to look for. You got to go in. That's why you'll see any type of, let's just say, the hermetic, it's always concealed. It's always, what this is telling you is that it's the knowledge that you got to seek for. You got to go beyond your reality. But it's not a knowledge that's really being kept away from motherfuckers. Like, you got to have a special code. Well, the special code would be for you to have the understanding for it. Because we understand also not to cast pearls before swines. And what this is saying is we understand when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. I mean, those are fully loaded statements. This is telling you also creating your reality because it's when you're ready, only then will the teacher appear. So you're creating your teacher. So we're gonna be talking. Oh man, I'm a little bit hyped for that one. Obviously, I just can't wait. So now going back to spirituality. So when we're talking about spirituality, it's truly your nature. Now, a lot of people don't relate to it due to ignorance. Let's say you don't have enough understanding of your own nature. So when I talk about spirituality or the misconception about spirituality is that motherfuckers think it's outside of them. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers say, oh, that shit's outside of me. Because you don't identify with it. You only identify yourself to the physical self. And that's what in the occult, when they say not worshiping idols. So when you live in a world where you only see yourself as the physical self, so then you only do things relates to the physical self. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like it's not an accident that the world is the way it is. It's not a coincidence, man. It's not a secret neither. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people are following society. They are living their lives based on who they should be and never who they are. Just a few. You know what I'm saying? You got to go. I mean, because I travel, I mean, in the road less traveled. I mean, that's the road you wanna get on. and that road that is less traveled, it's only going to be traveled by you. If there's a trail in your path, it's not your path, my nigga. It's somebody else's path. Oh, baby, you the star. You the star. You know what I'm saying? With my movie, that shit starring, you know what I'm saying? Bud Lispy and all that good shit. Oh, yeah. Hmm. Oh, this is your show. You know, so what, that's why we can only show you we can only show you the door, but it's your show, baby. Oh, yeah. You're going to have to put your work in. You know what I'm saying, homie? That's how my man said it in training day. Nah, homie. I'm saying everybody gonna have to put their own work out here, man. Yes. That's why this is a personal shit. Well, I think the Christian have a way of saying that grace is personal. This is some shit that they say. But it's all referring to, listen, man, you got to walk that path. You know, that's why, again, I love the way, who talks, is it the Gita describes it, the devoted ones. Oh, you got to become a devoted one to yourself. I mean, it's the practicality. It's making it yours, your life. So again, spirituality, or even becoming conscious, or materializing your divinity, it all has to do. I mean, again, it's your essence that you're not aware of. So therefore, spirituality is nothing but your fucking regular life. Now we have the occult to give you a deeper understanding of what that ordinary reality, what you think it looks like. There's a lot more to it. You think that's air you breathing? There's a lot more to it. Then when you start to now, when you become spiritual, what you're doing is you have actualized, you become a little more conscious of yourself now. Now you meditate. This is you having a deeper understanding of who you are. This go get him. You know what I'm saying? Keep going, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why I'm here to help other people to activate that thing. But you already that. This is your life. You just got to wake up to it. That's all you're doing. That's why we use the term awakening, and that's why you see a lot of great thinkers too. They will tell you life already happened to us before we can even fucking understand that shit, and that's true. So yeah, yeah. This is you waking in the middle of the beach, you with fucking blood in your hand. You're like, what the fuck? How did I end up here? Because now you're having a better understanding of your reality. That's when you have to learn how to forgive yourself and all that shit has to take place. But ultimately, what we're talking about here, this is your nature. This is you waking up to a higher side of you. This is you becoming a Christ, the bright one, the shiny ones. Oh, he goes by so many different names. The chosen one, or just the one. But it all comes down to that one, though, which is you. Only you could do it for you, baby. Sorry to say. Only you could do it for you. And that's why you must always embrace the self. As you get to know, as you know yourself more, Now you become free. You're setting yourself free. Free to fucking restriction, free to fucking society, free to fucking accomplishments. That doesn't mean you would not want to accomplish it, but you're not doing it for accolades, for validation. You're not a people pleaser. That's the path of the one. That's why it's essential. For me, I always try to give people the foundation in terms of understanding the true self, the false self, and then now I might throw the ego in there just so you have a proper understanding of it. Because your ego, that's your nigga. Never forget that. Listen, I roll with my ego. That's my nigga. You heard? I'm saying niggas working for you. Your ego can only go as far as you go, my dog. As far as you go. When you say some people have such an ego, now it's not the ego, man. That's that nigga. You know what I'm saying? And then the ego knowing that that's the level that person is on, then now the ego step out to protect that nigga. You're looking at it wrong. The ego is protecting this nigga. But this nigga having a slow mentality or a lower vibration, I mean, unfortunately, I mean, this nigga's fucking up his own ego, to tell you the truth. I ain't doing that. That's my nigga. What? My ego, nigga. I fuck with my ego, nigga. Heavily. I roll with my ego. The fuck? Now, there's also been a misconception, obviously, about the ego. But when our ancestors or the ancient, referring to the ego, they were talking about the false self. Now, the false self now is the self that you all know, nigga. The way you gotta act, the way you present yourself, even in the career, the money, whatever the fuck you seeking in life, it's rooted out of pleasing other people. That's why people are keeping up with the Joneses. That's why you look around and see that's why people do the things that they do. You're having a certain last name, they're hanging out with certain people, whatever the fuck. I mean, I say if that's the path you choose, I mean, if you're gonna be the smartest dumbass nigga, why not? Be the best dumbass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Does it really matter? Not to me, but hey. Hey, hey. You know what I'm saying? But again, all of that is referring to is either you are in alignment with your true self and I or you're not. You know what I'm saying? And when you're not, that's when now, wow, you know, it's you're dealing in a life of restriction, servitude. You don't know who you are. It's chaotic. It's the bottom of the pit. It's based out of fear, it's judgment, it's judgmental. I mean, that kind of world, it all comes with this shit because everybody should be a certain way. So if you're not according to that, well, that's where the judgment comes from. And there's a whole lot of them. Woo! Yeah, this is the belly of the beast, man. But when you become the hermit, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. You know what I'm saying? And that's your goal, meaning you have to become the hermit, meaning, you have to become the one with the light, the enlightened one. And that's what's going to show you the path. It's being said in so many different ways. But ultimately, going back to spirituality, what we truly, it's your life. But the misconception comes in because a lot of people who's talking about spirituality, they don't even know their fucking nature. And they were not even trained to understand their nature any fucking way. So you're just talking out of your ass, literally. You see what I'm saying? But now you relate more to like more to the game. Did you see the game last night? Now I'm not shitting in on no games. I'm just letting you know like for me, I fuck with the game and more. But for you, you only know the game. Your reality is limited. So with all that being said, and I guess, and I also normally touch on religion a little bit because that's another misconception of spirituality as well. But ultimately, what people are truly saying, even though, okay, it's religion, but at least now you could say religion, but you still acknowledge it as something that's outside of you. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking strange. Hey, y'all niggas got balls out there. And then you dare to call me stupid. Like, like I'm living a faulty life. It must be. Must be. You know? Must be. Anyway, now, with all of that being said, now we're going to be talking about creating new reality. And I'm glad I actually talk about all of these things because it all factored in. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna add that shit right in there, baby. Right in there. So now when people are talking about creating reality, a lot of times, of course, a lot of that comes from what you would probably call the law of manifestation, right? You know, because that's another big talk I guess, in the conscious community. I'm saying if you want to manifest, and of course that conscious community. I mean, in a sense, I'm not part of that conscious community. I'm part of the ultimate conscious community. So I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but only to that limited belief or perspective of what conscious is. But anyway, it's almost like you never see a nigga like when a lot of the time when these niggas are talking about consciousness, right? They only refer it to, let's just say, you having a healthy diet, you reading, you meditating. I mean that's all good, but there's no limit to fucking consciousness, nigga. You can also smoke and be conscious like a motherfucker. Shit, you could drink and be conscious like a motherfucker. See, the Chinese, they understand that concept, obviously. They talk about the drunken master. So again, this is, I mean, I'm just saying, about the limited perspective on it. But anyway, what the fuck was I talking? We're talking about creating new reality, but most importantly, most, when it gives you the feeling of a law of manifestation. And pretty much, I'm just going to go with the collective consciousness here, to show you what they say or what they mean by, the law of manifestation and all that shit. And why this shit became such a big deal because, especially a lot of people who came to understand that, wow, what I'm going to be talking about tonight is the practical side of the law of manifestation. Because what people don't truly understand about the law of manifestation, it's them being the creator. You tend to look at the law of manifestation as just a thought that you have manifested instead of you manifesting something. That's why in the occult we tell you to seek for the kingdom of God. When you look at a nigga, let's just say like Jay-Z, LeBron James, these niggas, they manifested a new life, nigga. That's the law of manifestation too. You know what I'm saying? Because if you understand your nature as being a living thinking, that's your true nature. That's who you are. That's why all of us, all of our lives depends on our frequency of our way of thinking. That's why the biggest thing this nigga Napoleon Hill did by Think and Grow Rich, whatever the fuck. I mean, in my opinion, he was letting you know in so many words that you are the creator. And that's what these niggas are trying to tell you. Either you dream bigger, dream better, make it better. What if you're the one creating it? But see, now the thing in creating your reality, you have to become that. Like you never see a star and then you be like, yo, this nigga gonna make it. You never see somebody that way. I mean, I know I met a couple motherfuckers like that. I'm like, yo, I know this nigga gonna make it. You know the motherfucker was a star before he became a star because he was already radiating that. That's what it means for you. You have to become what you need. What you like. That's why you got to become abundant. It's again. It all comes down. It has to materialize. But just like I always tell people, to think critically. Oh, you got to become critical. You know what I'm saying? You let me know somebody who think critically who's not critical. Listen, man, I had no secret in Coca-Cola, nigga. That shit is chemistry, sugar, and water, nigga. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying the same. So I guess in so many words, what I'm also saying is that you are already creating. When people are talking about the law of manifestation, that you can create this, you can create that, but they're not telling you that you are already creating. Or if they do, they don't emphasize on it. Because if they do emphasize on that side, then you wouldn't have no other option but to seek for the kingdom of God. Come on now. That's why when these niggas are saying, when you want success, right, to be successful, it's like this nigga. I was watching that nigga. This like, cause I get what they're saying, but they don't understand the underlying behind what they're saying. Otherwise, I don't know if I want to say spiritual, but dealing with us dealing in the occult, that's the type of shit that we're dealing with. So that's why we are scientists, because we go beyond what is being said. We like shit. We do a lot. We do a lot, King. There's a whole lot going on down here. So what they're not telling you when it comes to the law of manifestation is that you're already manifesting. So, and then they don't make it clear to you that way. So then now what they telling you is that you're not getting what you wanted because you're not becoming in alignment with what you want. Well, God damn it, motherfucker. Think about it. And that's where Jesus is telling you, my nigga, like you're not gonna get new wine and pour it in old bottle. That bottle's probably already dirty and the texture's not gonna be the same. What are we doing? That's why you have to release. Then you become a new one. Isn't that what the Bible's talking about? Your precious book. Well, I hope you understand it. Again, if this is a thought, then you don't have. You got to have a direct experience with it. Otherwise, you all talk. It's just I don't know. Maybe that's why you're not conscious. Like I always tell people, talking about Jesus means nothing. If you're not doing like Jesus, you just talking like Jesus. Well, that's all you doing, nigga. But understand, Jesus was Jesus because of what he was saying and doing. So if you're gonna talk about him, at least you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do him, pause, or do like him. Again, creating a new reality. It's that's why you have to become that. Now, if you're looking at it from a fucking external perspective, then you could say you gotta fake it before you make it. That's looking from the external part of it. But you truly gotta become that nigga when people look at you, you're like, damn, this nigga don't belong here. You see what I'm saying? Or you when you like, this nigga's a star. That's how I feel. All right. I have a confession. I mean, that's how I feel about me. All right. I know. I shouldn't be making this about me, but hey, I'm talking about it. So it's all me, babe. Okay, so you just want part of me? Well, fuck you, nigga. Fuck you. shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you gonna get all of me, motherfucker. It's either you love me or you don't, nigga. Mm-mm. See, it's either you in or you out. That's how we roll over here, baby. If you out, it's all good. We still love you. But all of creating your reality, all part of you growing too, becoming, expanding your consciousness. Compassion is one of the things that you will adopt because compassion is a state of mind. When I understand, listen, man, this nigga only said what he said. You know why? He doesn't understand any better. That motherfucker did what it did. You know why? Yeah, you may say he knew better, but how much better did he really know? I mean, did he really know? Because it's not making a difference. If he knows what you said he knows, and then he's not making a difference, I don't think it matters what you say he knows. You know better, you do better, baby. That's how I look at it. The knowing is in your doing, or at least it's got to be in your doing as well, baby. Because I don't want to neglect that part. But what I'm saying is, the words got to be made flash. So now, having all of that in mind, the reality that you're living, that the true reason why you can't, they're gonna tell you, yeah, you're not in just like to be. It's almost like just having a thought is gonna put you on certain frequency. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. No, that's not the way it works. Now, don't get it fucked up. You gotta understand, like people will tell you when you're looking to create a new reality, there's a few shit that you do. Visualization is it's one of them, but you gotta understand what visualization is. Again, the idea behind it. If you don't understand how to use meditation and you're gonna go and meditate, you're not gonna get the best out of it. That's like, how do you operate a car if you don't know how the car works? Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, if you want to talk about mantras, right? How the fuck you gonna benefit from mantras if you don't understand what mantras are? I don't know. Let me know. Or you don't understand why you're doing it for. The reason why visualization, meditation, what the fuck else? Whatever the fuck you want to study, all of that is just to get you to a point where you have aha moment. And every one of those aha, it's like you open up a portal and you have attained a higher consciousness. And then now, once you do that, your logic becomes greater. You know what I'm saying? That's why a spiritual nigga is illogical. Like shit. Like, but there's levels to it though. It's a logical nigga too. And a non-logical motherfucker. Because his logic comes out of emotion. Not out of emotion, but it's like it's not limited. That's where you also want to be in touch with your femininity, with your creative side. Every man who have your passion, your feminine side. You want to get in touch with that part of you. You know what I'm saying? That's why following your dream, man, that shit is deep. It takes you to places. You're growing. Every artist, every time they come up with a music, with an album, you know what I'm saying? There's a transformation in that motherfucker. That's why they always tell you priest and artist, that always goes in. We're both artists because the true art that we're doing is being recreated in the art form. Like I could say to you now, this is art. This earth. That's what I'm all about. Every spiritualist is a motherfucking artist, nigga. You see what I'm saying? In terms of, you know what I'm saying, he's even to talk about the truth. Either you're doing it through painting, it's just another avenue. Music, it's just an avenue. But as you're doing it, you're going through it, you're having a direct experience. That's how a motherfucker get better in his skills, meaning he has becoming more in touch with a side of himself like he never did before. But at the same time, he know that's part of him. It's just it's the paradox, the alpha and omega in you. You get to experience the divinity in you. But that's another conversation. But it's like I hope you get to live it. That's why we're here. That's the purpose. That's you being in so many ways in your highest form. Would you not? Why would you not want that? Wow. So again, it's just dying. The fuck. Um. So yeah. So I'm going back to So you already. I want you to keep that in mind because if you understand you're already creating, so a lot of then they'll tell you, right? You're looking to operate. You want to be new, but you're operating from old software. In so many words, that's why in the occult there's something called healing the wounded child. What that's referring to is dealing with your early emotions, embrace them, identify them, and then transmute them. That's what we do with our fucking experiences as we go in life. As a little boy, I talk like a boy. As a man, come on, I can't be talking like a boy. Now, the boy is me is not totally dead. You know what I'm saying? It's always in me. But I'm a man now, baby. What are we talking about? That's just the way it is. Yeah, it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't mean I neglected my little side of nah. That time that was that. All I'm saying is this is a different time, baby. I hope it is for you too. Well, that's why I'm here. And that's the kingdom of God. This is you truly becoming abundant instead of trying to think abundance. It's never gonna work. Now the motherfucker's telling you, yo, you gotta visualize. Visualizing, this is what it means. You thinking about it, you living in it in the moment, right? In your mind, but you have to materialize that shit. Like the nigga that you see in the hood, you know that nigga's a star, he's gonna make it. That nigga was already materialized that shit. Like a lot of motherfuckers who knew Kanye, they knew this nigga was a star, even when he didn't know it himself. That doesn't mean he's not gonna put the work in. I mean, we all gotta put the work in, baby. You know what I'm saying? We all had to. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta roll up my sleeve for you, nigga. Show you some muscle, nigga. He got me fucked up. He must not know about me, nigga. I'll be pulling Beyonce's on niggas. Hell yeah? Out of your mind. You must not know about me, nigga. So that's when I get on my bitch shit. Nigga, I get on my bitch shit quickly. Yo, I don't refute my bitch assness at all. I get on my bitch shit. You must not know about me, nigga. Shit, nigga. Anyway, going back to visualization, that's powerful. But when you seek the kingdom of God, when you become abundant, it means like there's no limitation to you. Like in one of my recordings, I think I talk about that too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a salmon nigga. So I normally get the whole one. I guess it cost me about 148. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? That's my thing, right? But when I don't have the money to do it, nigga, I'm so abundant. I know how to make all type of croquettes, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you ever tried like nigga, like the canned salmon, you shit, nigga. I became a pro at that shit. Like shit, niggas on the budget. All right? That's abundant, nigga. And nothing stopping me. You heard? I mean, it's not the salmon. I mean, it's all good. I mean, I don't have the money for that. This is what I got the money for right now, nigga. I learned all type of croquettes, man. I made all type of salmon. You heard? Fried patties. I'm like, oh shit. You know, that's abundant because and that's how as you becoming that, your visualization it has to take place in your life. Because what you're truly doing now, you by changing your frequency, creating new reality is changing your frequency. So that's why when I was talking about Jay Z, these niggas they change their reality. I want you to be able to look at it from that perspective, because then at this point, spirituality now is it got to be your humanity, nigga. And a lot of these niggas too. You know what I'm saying? Like they have transcended, like they're living a different reality. You know what I'm saying? all them niggas, man. They were always that nigga before they became that nigga. You heard? You know what I mean? So that was they. Some of them would tell you that too. They visualized this shit. They knew it. They knew it before they even saw it. Huh? That's right. But it's also being done as they are in alignment with who they are. They're following their dreams. They're getting themselves out there. Come on, man. This is all spiritual, baby. Been trying to tell you niggas that shit. See, that's what these niggas go through. When I listen to them talking, I was listening to Buster Rhymes. Shout out to Buster, nigga. I fuck with you. Look, this nigga's a handful, man. This nigga got the motherfucking. What was he? Was it the award? This nigga took a couple minutes before he even talked. But he had so much to say, too. He didn't know how to say it. Then I know it because when he started flowing, oh, you couldn't stop. He's like, oh, nah, baby. You know what I'm saying? He got more to say. You know what I'm saying? And on top of it, this nigga was so motherfucking humble. Nigga, yo, he's some God love. You hear me? You see, his definition of God, that's my God as well. Hey, nigga, I know your God. Come on, man. That's why priests, like, we are all artists. The priest is a fucking artist, man. The spiritual healer is an artist. What you call the shaman. In Buddhism, they understand that, especially the Tibet Buddhism. That's why they also have the art. In Voodoo, we have all that, nigga. Don't worry about it. It's all the same. In Voodoo, we have all that. We understand art. Oh, this is all African spirituality, nigga. That's what I do. And that's why I always got a shout out, man, Dr. Lyle Africa. You know what I'm saying? He gave me that little thing I needed. You know what I'm saying? I'll always be grateful for this thing. First of all, I always loved this nigga, although I didn't 100% agree with him, but I was fascinated by his logic, the way he was used to look at things. Then he talked about a European perspective and all that shit. Then he's telling you to think, have an African mind. Because when you are being colonized, this nigga was talking some shit. And then he came to me though, like, yo, little youngster. He like, yo, man, you think you know no said, let me show you, fucker. But you know me, I always used to sit among the elders. Come on, man. Like I take pleasure in it. So even though he was talking his shit, like I'm the devoted one. You gotta talk to me, OG. What's going on, man? Hey, kid, didn't I tell you not to come around here again? Yeah, I know, man, but I got a question for you though. Yo, my dude. Yo, yo. I'm saying? All right, I'm gonna see you tomorrow, baby. Don't worry about it. See you tomorrow. I'm saying I almost you know what I'm saying? That's why they like, you fuck with this kid, man. Let him come, man. Yo, listen, my ancestors love this shit because that's the kind of shit I talk with them. But anyway, it's none of your business. So, what the fuck was I talking? I talked about Buster Rhyme, but where we were going with this is that you already emphasizing this shit. You're already doing it, dog. Now, what you're doing is looking to change it. But when you understand you're really doing it, that's what I'm saying. You gotta go for the kingdom of God, baby. Unless I don't know what kind of taste do you. I mean, I guess it's based on your taste buds too. You know what I'm saying? I'm loyal on this side. You talk your shit, I talk my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm royal blood over here, nigga. That's just the way it is. So, creating your reality, you're already doing that. But creating new reality, that's when you got to change your mind. You got to change your thinking. Isn't that's all they're saying? But the reason why you're doing that, maybe because you are a thinking living. So now, when you start when you start paying attention to that side of you, now you're becoming more aware of who you are. You're becoming more and more aware. Again. I mean, I don't understand. Peekaboo. Oh, boo. You ain't scared me, Boogie man. Man, they listen, man. They try to get me scared. They thought I was gonna be scared. You're crazy. I'm darker than you, nigga. You know, a couple of them, they think they're messing with the dark side. They got me fucked up again. They must not know about me, right? So they're messing with the dark side, not knowing I'm darker than them. Because I can't be talking about this without being dark. There's no way. There's no way, man. It doesn't work that way. A light worker is a dark worker, man. They don't get it. We work both sides, baby. Otherwise, how else can we be whole? How else would we be the perfect one? You see, toxic people don't have the knowledge, but when you become the knowledge, you also understand about toxicity. That's why there is such a thing that, like for us, we understand the science of ignorance. Oh, you got to master the science of ignorance. We understand that. I talked about that too. I mean, come on, man. Like the work is out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Those who knows would know. Maybe it's all in time too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing my father's work, man. Listen, it is what it is. They'll catch it later. You feel me? That's what I could do. But most importantly, as I'm doing, I'm enjoying it too, and I understand how precious this is too. Because at first, I know I was a little bit skeptical about is that what I really want to do? You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But then the more conscious I become, it's like this shit is needed. You know what I'm saying? Even when you're looking at like, I've been in a situation, like for instance, even in my own family, I live with criminals, dog. You know what I'm saying? So to me, this shit is really real. You know what I mean? Like it's really real in terms of, what I'm saying, understanding and how critical it is, how important it is for you to awaken. Oh, you gotta wake the fuck up. I had to wake the fuck up, nigga. Otherwise, I wouldn't been. I wouldn't even be here talking to you. That's what your light is, and that's how you have to become. The hermit. That's what the hermit is representing. So again, creating your new reality, it's truly creating yourself. So when you're using, you got to understand what you're doing. Let's just say in meditation, what are you doing when you meditate? That's why it's good to have a question. You got to have where you're trying a destination. You got to have a purpose. Because what you're truly doing is that's why it's important for you to open up your third eye. Because what you're doing is you become receptive to more light. So when you're having a aha moment, that's some light that somehow you were able to either attract to you or you just grab that shit. Most likely you attract, well, you attract it or you grab it. Same thing. Mm, eat your food. Eat your food, man. I'll give you a second on that. Eat your food, man. Eat that food right there. Yeah, I mean, I know. It might be hard to swallow though. I'm saying, I'm gonna give you a second, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm working with you, not against you. I'm gonna give you a second, King. You do what you gotta do, baby. Do what you gotta do. But even me talking about opening up your third eye, do you see why it's important for you to open up your third eye? What do you think when you're doing your chakras? And your chakra, even it's that shit, like that shit, that, you open up those will in you. They talking about the will, right? What you doing? You opening up what for your energy? What for what? More consciousness, motherfucker. That's what you do when you're meditating too. See, when you understand what you're doing, you do it better. I'm only saying better because I mean you're doing it actually. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you're doing. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. What the fuck is that? Even with fucking yoga too. If you don't understand yoga, well, it's a fucking exercise if you don't get it. But if you understand it, because all of those movements, you are opening up different channels in you. There's different part, different energy shit. Because energy is not limited to just your third eye. That's why your body, they're different. Like these niggas, they understand the fuck they were talking. The chi, there's another term. I don't remember. Well, whatever the fuck. That's what like those short. They're not called spiritual healers, but they're healers too. They deal with energy, right, in your fucking body, like acupuncture, all that shit. You think it's just niggas talking out of their ass? No. And this is the same body that you have. You know what I'm saying? All that shit these niggas are talking about, that's the body you shitting out of. That's dick and pussy, nigga. But there's more to it. In the occult, we're dealing with what's more to it. And we understand to live. That's why living, the score to live, you gotta die. Death is life. Transformation, whatever the fuck. So again, creating new reality, you gotta create new you. It's you. You're already creating. So again, let's talk about like I already talked about mantras. Affirmation is something else too. You have to become a living affirmation. When you believe in yourself to a point where you don't look at that's abundant. Nigga shit. I'm the same. Well, you shouldn't be the same. Not gonna be the same, but I'll be the same. Well, there's different levels to me too. But let me just dumb it down. I'm the same nigga with $1 million with and a nigga with $1. Just like they say, and I strongly believe in that shit, man. If you cannot live with little, having a lot's not gonna make a difference. So the understanding of having to live with little, that's abundance. Because a little doesn't limit you. So if a little doesn't limit me, you're fucking right. I believe in shit. The fuck? Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, because a little doesn't define me. And I know that, listen, I already manifested everything I wanted already. Of course, I am that star, nigga. What the fuck? What are we doing? That's the magnetism that you become. That's the Christ conscious. That's all of that. It has to materialize. know what I'm saying? Even in the Bible, when they tell you when Jesus showed up, they knew it was something different. They got to. They got to. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why we call stars or celebrities stars, whatever the fuck. There's a certain element that these niggas have too. Either from the way they talk, either from the way what or however the fuck they act. Like shit. Come on, man. These niggas are flavorful brothers. When you look at a nigga like Denzel, that nigga's full of flavor. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? I know for me at first, when they give him like Training Day and shit as an Oscar, I was like, but Nate, I was one of his best acting. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Even that nigga tell you that too, and he was so much of a nigga too. That's just a walk in the park. So he understood how to be niggas like a motherfucker. Gee. That's what this nigga was saying. Come on, baby. You know what I'm saying? And he was trying to let you know, shit. I don't think you understand. I got you, nigga. I got you. I got you. Talk your shit. You know what I mean? That's what niggas. Anyway, going back to creating new reality, it's the same thing with affirmation. Affirmation, you gotta live it. You gotta understand it. The point of you doing the fucking affirmation is to attain the level where you now can see it in your life. You know, it's almost like it's you convincing yourself, but the way you convincing yourself, it's by you wanted to get that aha moment. Affirmation is for you to become that aha moment. Once you have it, then now you that success you talking about is for you to attain that consciousness so you could seek the kingdom of God, nigga. Seek the kingdom of God. Create new realities. It's it has to be materialized. But as that's why you are the creator. You are being the artist. Now you're gonna have to improve yourself, meaning having a deeper understanding of who you are. Find your beauty, and by doing that, well, that's when the occult comes in. That's where you grasping this reality comes in, and that's when those mantras comes in, those affirmation comes in, those meditation comes in. You know what you're doing is what you're seeking for is that aha moment. That's why a book cannot do it for you. Never has and never will. You cannot approach spirituality academically. I mean, you could use. I mean, I'm not saying to refute. Listen, I got all tons of books, nigga, for me to be telling you this shit. Trust me. I'm not sure if I had to learn if this is the hard way I had to learn it. I don't think I will call it that way. It's more like me using it, understanding his its fucking use. When you each year you go to school, you got a new teacher. The teacher is not teaching you how to read or write. You already know that. So learning how to read and write, it's not going to give you an understanding. What your teacher's doing now is giving you that understanding. It's helping you to validate the book. You, the one validating the book, nigga. Unless if you don't understand what you're doing. Why is this important for you to understand? Because now that's when you're gonna then because this is gonna help you to understand what meditation is and why is meditation more important. That's why this motherfucking Jewish nigga was telling you imagination is better than knowledge. He understood what the fuck he was talking about. See, all these niggas doing God's work. Come on. He understood what the fuck. And guess what? He listen, he was tapping into some shit, but he understood, nigga, Kemet, nigga. The shaman, motherfucker, those spiritual healers. We always knew that shit. I mean, it's not new. I mean, the information is already there. Our ancestors knew that. That's why even when you understand voodoo too, I mean, it's culture. It's the way you live your life, and it's that understanding of everything you are encountering, nigga. I mean, it's I don't know. Good. You know what I'm saying? So understanding what you're doing, the purpose of why you're doing it, will help you to. I mean, shit. I mean, that's how you're gonna get the best out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's like you're not gonna drive. How do you get a car? How do you go to certain place when you don't know how to drive a car, and that's the car you gotta use to go to where the fuck you're going? But anyway, I think I had a valid point. I kind of forgot what I was talking about though. But you know, understanding your true nature. That's why seeking the kingdom of God is will set you free. And that's when your creative side will emerge a lot more. You becoming more in touch with nature and also having access, and your psychic abilities will automatically, a lot of people, your true psychic ability will, I mean, first of all, we all psychics already. Now, some people are more sensitive to it, meaning due to their level of consciousness or openness, then now they tapping into more aspect of themselves and the environment. Like I didn't just become a medium overnight. I was already doing this shit. I just got better at it. Then the psychic ability, everything else comes out of it. But all of that is it's more consciousness, more awareness of your environment on an energetic level because you're not just dealing with the physical. And that's what made us cosmic, man. That's how you go beyond matter as well. So creating new reality, understanding you can, and the tool that I just listed, visualization, is a powerful tool, but you got to understand what you're doing. To visualize something, what you're trying to do is to adapt that mentality. When you're bringing it in you trying to make it your regular routine. So you visualizing it to materialize, to materialize it, meaning to make it part of your regular day, regular life. So if you're going to be successful, you got to be a success. Abundant, if you're looking for abundance, you got to be abundant. Abundant mean is in your daily life. You are living an abundant life. Nigga, I'm fucking abundant as fuck. And that's what I was trying to say by money don't define me, but there's different levels too. I mean, shit. Don't get it fucked up with a couple million. Come on, man. We got a few things to do. No, don't get it fucked up. I'ma still fuck with you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You still gonna get this work. Listen, I mean the work is for you. And the work is listen, I mean we're not even gonna discuss about this. That's guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? But anyway, so creating your new reality, just to summarize that real quick, it's just having a better vision, having a better perspective. But you're not just adopting just the thinking, you are making it your reality. So the idea of faking it until you make it, you don't want to keep faking it. You want to become it. See, when you see, that's why I was trying to use those examples when I talk about, seeing a star. Like when you see a star in the hood, you're like, this nigga gonna make it. You know the nigga. Even if you don't know this nigga gonna make it or not, but you know there's something different about this nigga. Regardless of what your experiences is, because I know I've seen it. Now you seen it, you're like, nah, this nigga like even LeBron James, even in fucking high school, like this nigga with who he was. In fact, that's why this nigga was buzzing. These niggas buzzing because he was who he was. And being who he was, shit. It's just everything else was just a walk in the park. Come on, it's right in front of you. So this is all part of his manifestation too. So, best and believe, working hard, this is you also manifesting. But your working hard now would have to have a different meaning. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you still go. I mean, it's not like it's just gonna present itself. I mean, it will. Don't get it fucked up. But I mean, it's just gonna be. There's gonna be a lot of coincidence. There's gonna be of you doing a certain shit, not doing certain shit, and then all that shit is just gonna come together. Trust me. Listen, it's just like I'm just experiencing life on a whole different level too. That's when you become the co-creator with God. You want that position. You want to work closely with God. Isn't it a privilege? Well, to me, it is. Oh, it fucking is for me, motherfucker. It's a fucking privilege. Best job ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't settle for less at all. I work with fucking God, nigga. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck you gotta say? Who you working for? You got $1 million? I ain't mad at you, baby. Say, I don't know. I hope you get another million, a few other millions. You heard? You know what I'm saying? But not having God in your life, man. I mean, that's what you need. Everything else, come on now, come on. I mean, it's just But going back to creating your reality, this is all part of creation, and this is what they're not telling you. So don't think the law of manifestation is just a thinking thing. It's a living thing. The law of manifestation is not a thinking thing. It's a living thing. Life is a living thing. Spirituality is a living thing. You're not gonna be fake, let's just say positive, and then you expecting positivity, nigga. Like what the fuck? I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, fake positivity and expecting positivity. fact, that's what negativity is. Well, not necessarily, but that's negative as fuck. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why you got to be, and I always tell people too, it's more beneficial to have a positive outlook on life because having a positive outlook on life is beneficial to you, is giving you a better management on what's taking place in front of you. For instance, when you understand that in life, right, you can either, okay, in winning, when you win, you learn one thing, how grateful it is to win, how important it is to keep winning. But when you lose, you learn a zillion things. What you didn't do right, you know what I'm saying? What you need to do a little more next time, what you need to focus on. There's a whole bunch of, so even if you don't win, you're going to learn. So, me looking at life from this perspective, my attitude it derives from that. That's my core. It's coming out of love already because I'm expressing myself. I'm accepting. I'm embracing. So you going to have to implement some of these things in your life. I mean, you got to have a direct experience with the knowledge. It's got to be direct, baby. You and the knowledge, nigga. You and the word. And that's the transition of the word being made flat. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you become the knowledge. And that's what being wise is. You stay on your target. I know your aim's got to be good. When you miss the target, man, you're not aiming right. That's why the aim and the target always got to be one. You're the great archer, man. You know what I'm saying? Or the sniper. Go get him, sniper. You're the great sniper, nigga. So when you understand yourself, you understand these things about you. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's why these tools, I mean, a lot of people always talk about this is what you do. They talk about visualization, a lot of this shit, which is cool. But if none of it is part of your life, it means nothing. But primarily, if you don't understand the tool that you're using, just like I talk about yoga, you know what I'm saying? If you don't understand how, you know what I'm saying, you could acquire knowledge from yoga, then it's gonna be a fucking exercise. That's just the way it is. So all of it, you know what I'm saying, it could be beneficial if you understand it. If you know how to use it and when you're using it, what you're using it for. So again, creating a new reality, it's completely changing. You don't change the world, well, change the man in the mirror. This is you changing the man in the mirror. It's not just a thinking. A thinking will never work. So the idea of trying to align yourself with that frequency, you changing, you becoming that. And they tell you you gotta want success to a point where like that's the only thing you see. Well, that's the devoted one. That's the being devoted to yourself. Ain't no faking in that shit at all. You know who you are. And you're not letting reality defining who you are. Not because you're delusional, but it's because you know who you are. You know your value. So a lot of you, even when you talk about the law of manifestation, you're not really talking about the real shit. Because if you have the ability to create, What does that say about you? It's like motherfuckers would do anything not to talk about their true nature. That's not a coincidence. Because if we're really talking about the reason why we do that, then it would lead you only to one thing, which is you being a living thinking, you being spirit or energy, however the fuck you want to identify yourself as. But I guarantee you, it's gonna be more than the physical appearance. If you see the Matrix 2, there was a part where Neo was actually fighting the guy that was protecting. What was his name? Sarath, whatever the fuck his name was, right? The Chinese dude. Then he had to fight Neo before he let him see. And then he said to Neo, Neo's telling him, you just could have, he said, I had to be sure. I knew who you were, but I had to be sure. Neo told me, you could have just asked. Nigga said, nah, nigga. You don't know anybody until you find them. What this is referring to finding anybody is to look at and understand that person outside of what they look like. So in other words, this nigga was saying that nigga, nah, man, I don't judge people. This nigga was saying, yo, you know what, nigga? I don't judge niggas, nigga. I don't know about you, I don't judge niggas. So I had to get to know you. And you saying it too. So what? You can say whatever the fuck you want. So again, and that's why people will tell you, well, when you want to know people, it's not knowing somebody, it's not what they say about themselves, but it's you seeing their action, what they're saying about themselves, and everything else, right? So in other words, what you're truly saying is to understand or see that person beyond the physical self. Now you got to look at their thinking and all that shit. I mean, not necessarily just a the thought that they have, but their patterns, their energy, to hold that shit. That's why a lot of you guys will probably say, not out of my mouth, but repeating what you got, well, out of my mouth, but not from my saying. You guys would say Donald Trump is a piece of shit, right? Because you're looking at what he does, the way he speaks, whatever the fuck, right? So there you go. You find that part of him. But sometimes too, I mean, that part of him that you see might be but there's different levels. Let's not go there. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying the same. But anyway, you care that much? Oh man, y'all niggas a lot stronger than I am. I own up to my fucking weakness, nigga. I know what I can do. Like that, I cannot do. But anyway, going back, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's truly, again, it all comes down to your spirituality, your nature, you know what I'm saying? But creating new reality, it's gotta be a direct experience. The idea of meditation is to make it, I mean, is to attain a higher consciousness. But when you're doing, let's just say, the affirmation, you're trying to crack the code to make it your regular life. This is you knocking on the door. This is you, as let's just say, as a little boy, for lack of a better term, trying to speak like a man. Then now you raising your voice, and the more you do it, the more of you doing it, you are adopting it. By adopting that shit, this is another way our ancestors, or you could say we use in spirituality. You know what I'm saying, to enhance your consciousness, trying to put you in alignment with that frequency. See, when you understand that though, then you approach it differently. Then now your affirmation. Shit, sh- do I need to tell you, you need to believe in your affirmation? Do I need to tell you at this point when you understand it that way? Now your life becomes a fucking affirmation. I'm a living testimony, nigga. My life is a fucking affirmation. So when I got to understand it that way, now I'm living it. But it's okay, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta spread your wings, you know what I'm saying? Keep working. But that's the path, and you're gonna have to walk through it by yourself. My friend. By yourself, like I did myself. But anyway, we're gonna leave it here. I you already know. Mali.